Welcome to this edition of Chelmsford High School's Lions Pride. I'm Steve Murray, principal of Chelmsford High School. Each month we celebrate 2 seniors from each house. We recognize these students for their academic success as well as their countless activities and programs that these students participate in that make Chelmsford High School one of the best high schools in the state. This recognition and show would not be possible without the generosity and support of the Chelmsford Rotary Club. They have sponsored this program for over 30 years. So without further ado, let's meet our deans and our students of the month. And now I'll introduce Dean MacIsaac from Whittier House to introduce Whittier's Students of the Month.
Thank you, Principal Murray. Our first student of the month is Maria Kesablyan. Maria is currently enrolled in AP Chemistry, Honors Anatomy and Physiology, AP Research, Honors Physics, Sociology, AP Literature, AP Calc AB. She is a member of the National Honor Society, the National English Honor Society, the National Science Honor Society, and the National World Language Honor Society. Maria has been acknowledged as an AP Scholar with distinction. She was the recipient of the Tulane National Junior College Book Award, and most recently, she was a National Merit Commended Scholar for her work done on the PSATs with her score. She's a member of the Mentor Program. She's a board member for the National English Honor Society, National Science Honor Society. She's a member, and she's a member of the Melting Pot Club. In the spring and the winter, she does some track and field with the throwing with Mr. McGrath and the shot put. Outside of school, she is very busy. She is a chairwoman of the Armenian Church Youth Organization of America, who I heard is watching today, so we can wave to them. She's a choir soloist at the St. Varnantans, I don't know if I said that correctly, but Armenian Church. She's done some work in the summer at the Biogen Adventures Biotechnology Program and the MIT Biotechnology in Action Summer Program. She's also done some counseling and training work for the St. Martin Camp. Very busy outside of school, Maria. After here at Life at CHS, she plans to major in biomedical engineering and hopefully minor in philosophy on the pre-med track. Welcome.
Thank you so much.
Maria, let's talk about some of your outside of school stuff, because I know you're very involved with your church organizations, your service and volunteering, and also working with youth. Tell us what you do there.
I love my church. I love my church, and through my church, I've met so many wonderful people, and I've been introduced to so many different opportunities through community service, which I love, and not just through the church, but also to help the community. We made sandwiches for the Nashua Soup Kitchen, and we also did fundraisers for the church and for Armenia. So it's just a wonderful way to join together with some of the Armenians in the community and help give back.
So nice. Inside school, outside of obviously the wonderful work you've done in the classroom, tell us a little about the programs you've been in, specifically like the Mentor Program and then the track and field programs.
Yeah, of course. The Mentor Program is honestly one of my favorite things that I do. I love seeing the incoming freshmen and helping them out. It's really nice to be able to answer their questions and guide them. And as for track, I've never been much of the athletic type to do sports. And I've always been a little nervous around it, but when my friends told me to join track, I was a little hesitant at first, but after joining, the track community is so welcoming and so wonderful, and I really did have a great time. It was wonderful.
Good. Do you plan on joining again this winter in a couple weeks? Good, good, good.
Excellent.
The National English Honor Society, being a board member, what does that entail? Like, what is your role? What do you have to do with that group?
So when I did run for the position, one thing that I really emphasized was the Chelmsford Public Library. Growing up, I would attend all of the programs they'd offer, Harry Potter's birthday party, Dads with Donuts, from a toddler to a high schooler. And through my leadership on the board, I really tried to center what we do around the community and especially around the library. So just recently, we made little bookmarks for the children at the library, and they were Halloween themed, and they kind of were passed out to all of the little kids who would come to the library. And I think that's just a way of giving back to the library, who has raised me in a way literary.
That's so neat. I know we're wrapping up. Any quick plugs for any staff members or anything, or certain classes at the high school?
Mr. Kortamash,
Yeah.
I cannot emphasize enough. He's my plus buck teacher. Unfortunately, I've never had him in class, but I think that just shows how wonderful he is. He introduced me to a bunch of puzzles. We talk about so many different topics. I may not have him in class, but he's taught me so much in my 4 years.
Fantastic. He's a good guy. Well, that's great. Well, on behalf of the Rotary Club, congratulations on being one of Whittier Students of the Month, and we're so proud of you.
Thank you so much.
Best of luck this year.
Thank you.
Now let's turn it back to Dean MacIsaac to introduce the second Student of the Month from Whittier.
Thank you, Principal Murray. Our second student month from Whittier House for November is Benjamin Redding Cooper. Ben or Benny or Benjamin, whichever people want to refer to him as, is currently enrolled in AP Literature, AP Environmental Science, Biotechnology 1, which he's conveniently missed the past 2 days, AP Spanish, AP Biology, and AP Psychology, and AP Statistics. In the classroom, Ben is a tremendous student. He's currently a member of the World Language National Honor Society, and he's actually the vice president of that program. He's in the National Honor Society. He's also received high honors and honor roll here at the high school. I referenced missing class yesterday. Yesterday morning, he was recognized as a commended scholar through the National Merit Program for his performance on the PSATs, so congratulations on that and your recent award. Outside of the classroom, he gets involved in so much here. He does winter and spring track. He runs. He's now mid-distance, I think you said earlier,
Yep.
400, which is not something any normal human would sign up for. The CHS Mentor Program, Best Buddies, the Melting Pot, the Lime Program. It's also the logistic head for that group. He's participated in the CHS Student Leadership Conference. He's gone abroad with our group to go to Costa Rica for the Eco Travel Experience. He's also hosted students and traveled to Malaga, Spain. And we'll talk about that shortly. Member of the Speech and Debate Club at one point in time and the robotics team. So really, so many things at Chelmsford High School. Outside of school, he's very busy. He's an avid rock climber, and he's on a rock climbing team, which I learned a little bit about recently. He's done a lot of volunteer work through the town of Chelmsford, the stewardship committee, food drives, and also just our local recycling day. And he recently spent a summer at Hobart William & Smith working through an environmental studies summer program. Very busy at all times. Life after CHS is unknown as far as where Ben will be attending, but we did find out yesterday he applied to a number of wonderful schools, and he's hoping to major in environmental science and hopefully work in conservation or sustainability. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Ben, let's talk about the after-school activities and the clubs
Yes.
and things and so many things you're a part of. I guess, how can you spread yourself out through so many clubs? And I guess, what is your most enjoyable experience, whether it's club, sport, activity at the high school?
How
Well,
does your family see you?
right. Well, I really like to be involved. I kind of found that out about myself, and so I've joined as many clubs as I could fit within my schedule. I think one of my favorite jobs is the Lime Site Logistics Coordinator because it involves like organizing events like we did for the recent drive-through trick-or-treat, but also like working with a team and helping everyone figure out what needs to be done. And I just find that whole organization aspect really exciting kind of because, you know, you get to run how things will go, and it's kind of exciting to just be in charge a little bit, I guess, too.
I appreciate that. I
yeah.
feel like I operate in a similar fashion. Your exchange experience
Yes.
with Malaga, Spain, and then your trip to Costa Rica. Kind of tell us about that, because for a while the school was doing that, then they went
Right.
away for a little bit, now they're kind of back in a good way, and you've been able to experience both
Yeah,
those.
I've been able to go on 2 amazing experiences. Costa Rica was more of like a kind of a vacation, but there was a lot of cultural experience in there. I got to speak Spanish to Spanish speakers, for the first time in my life, and that was amazing to be part of the culture and just see what it's like in a different part of the world. And then the Spain exchange, we had a student from Malaga come and live with us for about 2 weeks and, you know, show him what American culture is like. And then later that year in February, we all went to Malaga and lived there. And that's just amazing to see what life is like, be a part of it. We went to school, we like went around the city.
Yeah.
It's an incredible experience, and just to see a different part of the world, speak a different language, love that kind of travel.
Would you plan on maybe doing some of that after college? Or
I am
working
hoping
abroad,
to.
potentially through these
Oh,
experiences?
we'll see. I don't know. Definitely in college, I plan on going abroad, studying abroad. Yeah.
That's good.
Well, believe it or not, our time is up this fast. I mean,
Yeah.
we need a documentary to get
Right.
On behalf of the Rotary Club, congratulations.
Yes, thank you
on
very
being
much.
Whittier's, one of the Whittier Students of the Month. We're so proud of you. Now let's introduce Dean MacNeil from Emerson House to introduce Emerson House's Students of the Month.
Our first student of the month for October is Gemma Bardouleau. Gemma, thank you for being here with us. You do so much. You're in a ton of high-powered classes. You're in band, concert, and marching, Lime, melting pot, and dance. Out of all of those activities that you do outside of the classroom, what has brought you the most joy while here at CHS?
I'd probably say marching band, just because of like the amazing community it's given me, and it's, well, along with dance team, but it's been like a large part of my life just because like we meet so much outside of school compared to, you know, like my other clubs, and I've been a part of it for like the past 4 years. So, yeah.
Can I follow up with that?
Please do.
So in marching band, you are a drum major.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
So, yeah, a lot of people don't, because they're like, do you conduct
I know it's
the
fancy.
drums?
So
Yeah,
I know you don't play the drums.
Yeah,
so
no.
What is the drum major?
So we're like field conductors. So basically we do, I wouldn't say Mr. Sexhour's job, but like, during the marching band season, like we get on the podiums and like the ladders, and we go like a little like conduct. We keep the time basically. Yeah.
Hard to do. My God.
Little.
So with everything that Dean MacNeil said, you have a lot of interest in many things. Obviously, academics are there as well. So what's going to happen next year? What are your plans next year, and where your interest is going to bring you?
So I definitely want to major in psychology, on track to become a therapist, because I really like helping people. But I also think, I mean, I don't know where I'm going to go to college yet, but yeah. But that's like my plan. And I also think it would be interesting to minor in graphic design, just because I'm like pretty into that. So yeah.
Cool. When you say you want to be a therapist, would you an adult?
Yeah,
a kid?
adult.
Good, yeah. Well, that's good for you.
So all of this time here, you know, everything we just talked about, has there been a staff member that has kind of changed your trajectory or made the most impact on your time here as well?
Can I put two?
Sure thing.
Okay. Well, obviously Mr. Sexhour, because like I
Did you do his job?
Yeah. Well, whoa. Well, definitely not. But like, because he does so much more than me. He's like way more experienced. But definitely like Mr. Sexhour, just because like I also knew him before I entered the high school, so like he's kind of watched me grow up. And then also probably Mr. Shea, because I've had him my junior year, so last year, and my sophomore year for English, and like he's made a really big impact on like how I like look at literature and also like how I like perceive the world. So yeah.
See that for sure. You can see that. So Lime. So what's going on at Lime, and what is Lime for our audience?
Oh, so LIME's an acronym. So it's Leadership and Motion Everywhere, and it's a really like big like club for like volunteer stuff. And then we have like 3 main events like for the year. So like the first one like just passed by. It's the drive-through trick or treat.
Right.
And then in February, In Tune, which is like a musical talent show. And then a really big event is in May, and it's the 24-hour relay, and it's like it's awesome.
It is phenomenal. It is a lot of work. Lime, I don't think it gets enough recognition. You
Yeah,
do
they
so
don't.
much for this school and the community. It's amazing. You know.
So we know you don't know where you're going next year. Are you looking at places close by? Are you getting out of here, going warm? What are you thinking?
I mean, I'm definitely like, I guess getting out of here. Like the closest I've looked is in Worcester. I've looked at Clark. So yeah, but I think the farthest I've looked is DC. I love DC. So like I really want to go to DC, but like I want to be in a city.
Yeah.
So like pretty different from like Chelmsford, but yeah.
Well, you're so active. I mean, it's cities that I could see that as your wheelhouse. So our time is up. So I want to say congratulations on behalf of the Rotary Club, which sponsored the program, and Chelmsford High administration. I want to say congratulations on being one of Emerson House's Students of the Month. We're proud of you.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
And now I turn back to Dean MacNeil to introduce Emerson's second Student of the Month.
Our second Student of the Month for October is Garrett Russell. Garrett, thanks for being here with us. You are so widely involved here, from tennis to the coding and physics engineering club. You've done a lot of different volunteer work. What is it, while you've been here at CHS, that's kind of driven you to get involved in these different clubs and groups?
So, sort of in the beginning of the school year, or my time here, like in freshman and sophomore year, I didn't really do that much. But towards junior year, I started thinking about college, and then that kind of got me more involved in extracurriculars, and then I sort of found my interests in those extracurriculars, and that's what led me to become more deeply involved in some of them.
Good. So speaking of clubs, so you do the coding club and the engineering club. What's your focus there on those two clubs, engineering and coding?
I sort of more enjoy the engineering club because I'm planning on pursuing mechanical engineering.
Oh.
But the coding club is fun as well. I enjoy interacting with the students, and learning to code is something that I initially wasn't enjoying that much. Like when I was really young, I was forced to take coding lessons, and I didn't like them at all. But then now I've started doing it more, and I've found it more enjoyable.
Good for you.
Okay, so jumping off of that, you've done some crazy experimental things at home, right? So you've created I'm going to have to read it because I have no idea, a thrust vector control mount for a rocket that you've tested in your driveway at home. What does all that mean? What is it?
So basically, a thrust vector mount is when a rocket is flying up and it doesn't have fins, it doesn't have any way to stabilize itself. So basically, thrust vector mount is essentially a gimbaled mount that can adjust so the rocket stays upright as it travels upwards. And what I did, well, what led me to that was I kept seeing these videos of this guy from BPS Space, and he made a rocket like a model rocket that could land itself, and that sort of got me interested in that. And then I got a 3D printer, so I was like, why not try to make my own mount? And so yeah, I made the mount. It won't work in a rocket because I haven't made the software for control, but the physical device is there, and then I have like an electronic thing that I made to control it. So yeah, maybe in the future I will work on it more so it will work in an actual rocket, but I don't know. It depends on if I have the time.
That's pretty cool.
You mentioned mechanical engineering, and this is actually pretty interesting. What got you all interested in the rockets and mechanical engineering?
I don't know if I can pinpoint it for sure, but I kind of enjoyed physics, and my dad was an engineer, and I sort of started like experimenting it with a little bit and becoming more involved, and it kind of just was like downhill slope from there, and I don't know, I've just been enjoying it.
That's pretty cool. Shows.
So after high school, you're thinking about mechanical engineering, and what is your goal with that? Where do you want to pursue?
So I think I want to work in the space industry because I like learning about rockets and space and that sort of thing. And I think after I get my bachelor's, I want to get a master's, but I'm not sure in what yet because I plan in my undergrad to sort of pinpoint where my interest is. And I could also see myself doing a master's in computer science as well. So,
Very cool.
Thinking about the years you've been here at Chelmsford High School, is there any one event, experience, class that kind of stood out that you said, I hope someone else experiences that as well?
yeah, I would say I really enjoyed Miss McManus's class, and she was really just someone that I could always talk to, and it was like just talking with her, and I still talk with her now, and I just enjoy going to her room, and it just brightens my day.
That's great. Glad to hear that. Well, our time is up. So on behalf of the Chelmsford Rotary Club, which sponsors this program, and the Chelmsford High Administration, congratulations on being one of Emerson House's Students of the Month. We're really proud of you.
Thank you.
Great. Best of luck. And now I'd like to turn it over to Dean Mitza, the Dean of Hawthorne House, to introduce Hawthorne's Students of the Month.
Hi, thank you, Principal Murray. So I'm here with Naomi Dza, and Naomi has really impressed all of us here at CHS. She has been in multiple extracurricular activities, joined community service, and taken some rigorous courses here at CHS. Some of the courses that she is currently enrolled in include AP Calculus, PLTW Engineering Principles, Honors, Digital Music, AP Spanish, AP Statistics, AP Literature and Composition, and Anatomy and Physiology. Naomi also is involved in many things outside of CHS, including the Give Club, the Interact Club, the Mentor Program, and student government. And then she also participates in some athletics. She used to be a part of the girls swim and dive team, and she is very involved in cross country and the indoor track and field. Volunteers a lot outside of school as well. She is a part of the Youth Leadership Council under the Mass Mentoring Partnership. She volunteers at Lowell General Hospital. And then she also has volunteered at Fairhaven Healthcare, Rehabilitation, and Nursing Home. Naomi has so much to offer here at school. And Naomi, why don't you just let us know, who is one teacher who you feel has impacted you over the years here at CHS?
I would say Miss McManus, 100%, because I loved going to her class every day, and I feel like she was a person who could really see me, understand me completely, and she could tell I had doubts in myself. And she would just eliminate all those doubts and encourage me to just keep going.
That's great.
I loved that.
Well, I think the feeling's mutual because she said about you that you are a born leader, an active member of the community, And she said, she is someone that I hope my own little girl will be like one day. So that says a whole lot, right? Do you want to tell us a little bit about your experience with track and field? I know that's a big part of your experience here at CHS.
Sure, yeah, it's huge. I started track and field ever since I was 9 years old, and I've loved it ever since. It's taught me some really great skills like resilience, perseverance, dedication, and I apply those things in my studies. Really, with the sport, the possibilities are limitless. And for me, it's just how fast can you run in a circle, because I do the 200 and the 400. And coming to CHS, it's taught me that it's not only about competing and being fierce, but also the community. And I'm so thankful that it's just given me some really good lifelong friends, not only in the team, but also in the conference. And I'm really looking forward to this year's indoor season.
Excellent. And I know you also won some awards for track and field.
I did, yeah.
Track and Field All-Star Award back in 2021.
Yes.
And Track and Field Second Team All-Conference in 2022. So congratulations for that.
Thank you.
And then why don't you tell us a little bit about one of your volunteer experiences? I know you have plenty here, but what kind of volunteering do you like to do the most, and why?
I really love volunteering in music. I volunteer in the Archdiocese of Boston Music Ministry, and all I do there is I play the piano sometimes, cantor, violin, whatever they need really, and I just love giving back to my church. But I feel the most impactful volunteer experience I've had is at Lowell General this summer. And I got to volunteer at the endoscopy department and the surgical daycare department, but I feel like the most impactful part of the experience was when I got to shadow an anesthetist and surgeon in the OR room. Wow. I got to see a hernia repair, a gallbladder removal.
No way.
Yeah,
wow.
it was insane. And I want to major in biomedical engineering on a pre-med track, so it really solidified that for me.
Excellent.
Well, you will get that degree and probably do it earlier than everyone else. It's amazing. Well, I want to say on behalf of the Chelmsford Rotary Club, who sponsored this, and Chelmsford administration, congratulations on being one of Hawthorne Students of the Month. Really proud of you. You've done a great job.
Thank you.
Best of luck this year, and your season's coming up soon.
Yes.
Good luck.
Thank you.
And now I'll turn it back to Dean Mitza to introduce Hawthorne's second Student of the Month.
So our second Student of the Month for November is Delia Schiefen. Welcome, Delia. So Delia has done amazing things here at CHS. She has dedication, commitment, and excellence in so many different ways. And something that's really remarkable is her academic achievement. She's taking many rigorous courses here at CHS even this year. She's taking AP Calculus, AP Psychology, Anatomy Physiology, AP Literature and Composition. And her ability to excel in these classes academically is very impressive. So nice job, Delia. She, in turn of all of these wonderful classes that she's taking, has been inducted into the National Honor Society, the National English Honor Society, the French Honor Society, and the National Science Honor Society. Wow. So you should be very proud of yourself with all that, Delia. She's also involved in many things outside of CHS, including the Lyme Club, which she'll hopefully tell us a little bit about in a bit, the mentor program, the dance team, and she also has participated as a class representative. She, within the capacity of her working at the DNE, yes. School of Dance, and the Blessed Trinity Parish in Westford. She has taken on many responsibilities and leadership skills, which she'll tell us a little bit about. She's also involved in many community service activities. Some of these include the Drive-Through Trick or Treat, Lyme Talent Show and Fundraiser, the Lyme 24-Hour Relay Fundraiser, Carlisle Playground Building Project, and Rise Against Hunger. After high school, Delia would really like to study exercise science and eventually go on and get her doctorate. So, Delia, why don't you tell us a little bit about, you mentioned that Mr. Bartos has had a very big impact on you and a big influence. Can you tell us something about him or his class that has brought you to that point here at your senior year?
Yeah, definitely. So I never actually had him as a teacher for any classes, but I've been a part of LIME, which stands for Leadership in Motion Everywhere, for the past 4 years, and he's been one of the advisors for all 4 of those years.
Okay.
For the past 2 years, I've been one of the board members for LIME. So he's really helped me to develop the leadership skills, learn how to organize, plan events. He's really helped me develop as just a student and a person in both those ways, because he's been a supportive role model throughout all 4 years that I've been working with him, and got to see how he leads as a teacher and as an advisor.
Great. And when speaking of Lyme, he mentioned about you that as a leader within Lyme, even when faced with challenging projects, she creates a vision of what can happen, and she gets others around her to put forth the full effort to make that vision a reality. He said her peers are genuinely impacted by her smile, by her support, by her encouragement, and by her unending belief in their potential to do great things. So that's really great that you also are helping your peers within that club too. Great. Would you want to tell us a little bit about your involvement in any of your extracurricular activities or community service?
Sure, yeah. So through Lyme, that's been most of the volunteer work that I've done, but we have 3 main events, which are the drive-through trick-or-treat, In Tune, which is our talent show, and then the Lyme 24-hour relay. So those have been primary volunteer opportunities that I've done, and I love doing them. I love seeing how the community is impacted by them, especially we had the drive-through trick-or-treat just a couple weeks ago. And yeah, hearing the feedback from everybody walking through, saying how much fun it is, how much they love the event, how it was the highlight of their weekend. It's always so great to hear just how uplifting it is for others, and it makes me feel great to be able to be a part of something that can make other people have so much fun and feel so great and have that enjoyable time. And also the charity aspect of it is great because it feels so good to be able to give back to the community that's done so much for me and everybody else here.
Yeah, that's wonderful that you've been able to be a part of that.
Yeah, definitely.
What are your plans next year?
So I'm hoping to major in exercise science, as Dean Mitza mentioned. From there, I'm thinking of becoming a physical therapist. So I'm loving taking anatomy this year because I've always loved how the body moves, movement, and I always have known that I wanted to be in a field that I get to help people. So I feel like physical therapy, I'll really be able to combine all those things together, be able to help people stay active.
Yeah. Any certain schools you're looking at?
Right now, my top schools are Springfield College, Endicott, and Quinnipiac.
Wow, very
Yep.
excellent. Well, believe it or not, our time is up. It's
All right.
past 5 minutes. So I
Yes.
want to say congratulations on behalf of the Chelmsford Rotary Club and Chelmsford administration, and really proud of you for being one of our Hawthorne Students of the Month.
Thank
Best
you
of luck
so
this
much.
year.
Thank you.
This concludes our latest edition of Lions Pride. I want to thank our deans for their thoughtful words and beautiful summaries of each recipient. I would also like to thank the Chelmsford Rotary Club for their unending support of this great program. Congratulations to all of this month's Students of the Month. On behalf of the Chelmsford Rotary and the deans, thank you for tuning in, and we look forward to seeing you next time.